Today we're going to be making something super easy and simple that'll look awesome in various different settings, such as holiday decor, classrooms, children's rooms, outside, party fun, you name it. We're going to be making these super cute penguins, and it's super simple to make, so join me for the ride. So to make our penguins, we're going to be using insulation foam board. Now, if you watch any of my videos, you know I always use this stuff. So this here has been already cut into a slice. They're sold in 4-foot by 8-foot sections, and this one is 1 inch thick. So this piece that I've cut, I'm going to draw out a basic oval form. It's just going to be you're going to see how I'm going to do it. I'm going to draw 2 of them. I think I can fit 2 of them. They're going to be 20 inches tall, and I haven't decided how wide I'm going to make them. So I'm probably going to do around 12 inches wide. But we're going to draw it out, and then we're going to cut it using our utility blade or our jigsaw. The jigsaw works easier, so I definitely recommend using that. But we'll cut those out, and this is a super easy project. This one should take no more than 30 minutes, not accounting for the time for the paint to dry, but I'm super excited about this one. Let's get started. I highly suggest cutting your insulation foam board in sections so that it's easier to work with. So right here, I'm going to make it 20 inches, and right there's 20 inches, and I just press it down like that. So the awesome thing about insulation foam board is that it dents very easy, so I guess that's a negative if you want a perfectly smooth surface, but it also helps us because we can use a pen that's retracted. You don't want it to mark anything, and we can slightly press down to see if we can get the shape we want. And I've already done this, and I did a basic shape, but if I would mess up, I could just draw again without it being readily visible. So once we get the shape, which actually looks like an egg with a little bit longer end, we grab our marker, and now that I've pre-drawn it, I can simply do that. Same thing over here. Perfect. So it looks sort of like an egg, but it's really long at the bottom. And let me turn this around so I can show you what I've done. Just like that. A simple shape that looks nothing like a penguin right now, but it will. So once I cut this one over here with my jigsaw, I'm going to use it to trace the next one to make it super easy. So this one's going to have 2, but I have plenty of insulation foam board so I can make more. So I'm super excited about this. Let's get going. So now that we've cut it out, we can use this as a template, and we can actually do 2 more in here. I'm just going to grab my marker, hold it down, just like that. We got our second one, and we're going to do the same thing right over here. Once we're done with that, we're just going to cut them out. Now that I've finished cutting all the penguins I'm going to use, we need to move on to its feet and its beak. So right here, I printed this out over here. This is so that I can cut it out and then trace it onto the material that I'm going to use. I'm going to include this exact thing in a PDF format in the link of this video if you'd like to print it out also and just cut it out and paint it or whatnot. But here's where things differ a bit. Most of the props and things that I make are meant for the outside. So they're weatherproof, they can withstand rain, wind, or snow. But this would look great on the inside in a classroom, in a kid's room. It would be awesome. So you don't need to do the things that I'm doing here. You don't need to use insulation foam board for the feet. You don't need to use insulation foam board for the beak. You could use felt. You could use cardboard, construction paper, just whatever you want. But we're going to go with the insulation foam board, and let me show you how I'm going to do that real quick. Okay, so I'm going to cut this out real quick. So once we have the big heart cut out, we're going to get a remaining piece of our insulation foam board, and we're going to trace it just like that. And now I'm going to get my jigsaw and cut it. If you only had a utility knife, you could get a thinner insulation foam board. This is 1 inch, so you could get something thinner than that so that it would be easier to use the utility knife to cut it. So now I've cut out the 2 hearts for the feet and the 1 heart for the nose. So the next part we need to do is we need to draw an elongated heart on the inside. So how best I can describe this is a regular heart on the top and then an ice cream cone on the bottom. I know it sounds crazy, but we just want to make sure that the heart goes like this. Like that, just like this. Because this part is going to be white. So this is like the face and the belly, and the rest is going to be black. So you want to make sure that once your feet are like this, you're going to put them like this at, I mean, you could put them whichever way you want, but I think at a slight angle like this would look really nice. And then somewhere on the top center over here, you want to put the nose, or should I say the beak, and then get the marker and follow the trace that you made. Let me make sure, yep. So as you can see, it's like a heart on top and then an ice cream cone on the side. So that's what I'm going to do in this realm, like that. And then once we're done with that, again, feet go there and the beak goes here, just like that. So you want to make sure that the bottom of this heart-like shape is in between both of the feet right over here, and that the top of it right over here aligns with the top of the heart right in the middle, just like that. And now remember, we have to paint this area black, the inside is white, and then we have to paint the feet and the beak, which I think I'm going to do type of burnt orange. Yeah, kind of a burnt orange look. So let's get to it. Now that we've finished drawing out everything for all 3 of them, we need to start painting them. Now you could use several different types of paint. You could use acrylic paint. You could use paint samples from Lowe's, which are $4 in any color that you want. Or if you have paint lying around like I do, use that. We need the colors black, white, and a toasted orange that I have laying around. If you don't have any paint lying around, do the paint samples from Lowe's. They're just $4 for this little thing of, I don't even have one around here, but paint samples are awesome when it's small little projects like this. Get the paints you need. So I'm going to start off with black. I'm going to paint it black. Then I'm going to let them dry and then paint the insides white. But while it dries, I'm going to paint the feet and the beak with this toasted orange kind of look. So let's get started. So now it's time to finish this off by gluing all the pieces together. Here we have the feet, and we're simply going to put it just like this. As you can see, this goes right in the middle, and it's just leveled with the bottom just like that. So you just want to turn them a little bit like this, or like that. And then we have these awesome googly eyes that I found online that are going to go up here, as well as the beak. So you can just adjust it to where you want it to go, but definitely just the eyes up here and the beak right there. And we're going to use hot glue to stick them. Do the same thing for this, and we're done. That's simple. So let's get to it. And that's it. Look at that. We just put the feet turned up like this, the nose, the googly eyes, and look at that. It's ready to go. Now all we have to do is paint the back of these black, which we should have done before. I haven't done it yet. So I'm going to quickly paint the back of them black, and they are ready to be put outside once we attach the PVC in the back. So we're going to be using Great Stuff expanding foam, window and door. This one doesn't expand as much. We're going to be using it on the back of our penguins in order to stick these PVC pipes behind it. Once we stick these back here, we can put rebar into the ground so that it could go just right over and hold it up like that. So let's get started with it. So this PVC pipe is 1/2 inch, and I've cut it to about 12 through 14 inches. It really depends. You just want to go up about 75% of the way of whatever size penguin you decided to do. And after we shake this for about 60 seconds, we're just going to put a little bit like that. Oops, doesn't matter. And then we're going to carefully put our PVC over like that. You want the PVC to be just at the base like this, and you don't want to touch the expanding foam. And then we're just going to start doing a crisscross pattern like this. And then a little bit on the side, and then a little bit on this side. And then when this dries, it won't bend in the wind. It'll be easy to hold up. And like I said, we're going to get a piece of rebar. The rebar is going to go into the ground. You hammer it in a bit. And then once it dries, you can put it over the rebar like this so it can stand in your yard. You don't have to do this part if you're keeping them inside. So this is just if you want it outside. Inside, you can just put another piece of insulation foam board in the back like this, so it could just stay up like that. But this is for the outside, so we're just going to do it like that. We're going to wait for it to dry, then we're going to paint the back of it black, and we're good to go.